Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news, folks. If there's one thing that's been buzzing around the league lately, it's the whispers about a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the AFC North, and honestly shake up the entire NFL landscape. And yes, I'm talking about the possibility of Nick Bosa, the San Francisco 49ers superstar pass rusher, making his way to the Steel City. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Is that really happening? Well, the league's sources are whispering that the 49ers, struggling with injuries and a disappointing record in 2025, are seriously exploring the idea of trading away their premier defender, Nick Bosa. And it's not just a rumor. This could be a strategic move for San Francisco to kickstart a rebuild, free up cap space, and reload with draft picks, especially with the team limited to just $15 million in cap room right now. The 49ers, who once looked like a championship contender, are now leaking points and seem to be losing their grip in what's been a tough season. It's understandable. They've been hit hard by injuries, especially on defense, and their roster depth has been tested. So the idea of parting ways with Bosa isn't far-fetched. Reports suggest the 49ers are considering a package that would include a first-round pick in 2026 and a second-rounder in 2027. It's a steep price, but for a player like Bosa, who's been a dominant force across the league, it's a trade that could make sense for a team looking to hit the reset button. Now let's zoom in on Bosa himself. The guy is an absolute terror for quarterbacks. When he's healthy, he's a game wrecker. Over his career, he's amassed 64. 5 sacks, 91 tackles for loss, and 13 forced fumbles in just 85 games. That's elite production, no question. Even in 2025, despite battling injuries, Bosa has managed to rack up 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and 2 forced fumbles in only 3 games. His PFF pass rush grade is an eye-popping 92.1, and his EPA per rush stands at plus 0.25 with an 18% win rate. These numbers aren't just good, they're among the best in the league. And even with limited snaps, he's still showing why he's considered one of the top pass rushers in the NFL today. But what would Bosa bring to the Steelers? Well, that's the real game changer, pairing him with T.J. Watt. That's a nightmare for any quarterback. Imagine the two of them rushing from opposite sides, creating chaos in the backfield. The Steelers' defense, already a top 10 unit this season, would elevate to a different level. Projected pressure increases of around 25% and a boost of about 12 sacks collectively would make it nearly impossible for opposing QBs to settle. Bosa's presence would also open up opportunities for the entire defense. More disruptions, more turnovers, more big plays. With a quarterback like Rodgers under center, this pass rush would be lethal, forcing mistakes and turning the tide of games. And let's not forget the context of the Steelers' current season. Sitting at 6-6, they're fighting tooth and nail for the AFC North crown and a solid spot in the playoffs. They've shown resilience, but the gap between good and great is often determined by the pass rush. Bosa's addition could be the X factor that pushes this team over the edge. His ability to generate pressure consistently would help cover some of the weaknesses against heavier run teams like the Ravens, who recently scored 28 points per game against opponents. Plus, in the playoffs, Bosa's track record as a game-changer is undeniable. His presence on the field could elevate the Steelers' Super Bowl odds significantly. Right now, their chances are around plus 120,000, but with Bosa, those odds could jump to plus 4,500. Transforming them into a real contender, especially against agile quarterbacks who like to move around. If we look at the historical context, it's reminiscent of some of the best defensive moves in Steelers history. Think about when the Steelers acquired Aldon Smith for the 49ers years ago, or the steel curtain defense in the 1970s that set the standard for elite NFL defense. Bosa, paired with T.J. Watt, could be the catalyst for a new era of Steelers dominance. Their combined pass rush talent would be unmatched, creating a constant sense of dread in opposing offenses. It isn't just about sacks. It's about disrupting timing, forcing turnovers, and setting up the offense with short fields. This kind of defense turns close games into Steelers victories, and it amplifies the chances of finally bringing another Lombardi trophy back to Pittsburgh. Of course, this kind of trade isn't just about talent, it's about strategy. The 49ers are clearly prioritizing draft capital and cap flexibility, and they're willing to part with a player of Bosa's caliber if the right deal comes along. The Steelers, on the other hand, have the assets and the need to make such a move. Their current roster has some solid pieces, especially on defense, but adding Bosa would give them that elite edge rusher they've been chasing for years. It's about creating a defense that strikes fear into opponents, one that echoes the legendary Steel Curtain, but in the modern NFL. Looking ahead, the Steelers, coaching staff and front office will have to weigh the immediate impact versus long-term considerations. But if the rumors turn into reality and Bosa becomes a Steeler, it could be the start of something historic. Imagine Bosa and Watt creating havoc on every snap, while the secondary benefits from all the pressure in front of them. The Steelers could transform into a true defensive powerhouse, echoing their historic reputation for tough, relentless defenses. It's exactly the kind of move that could pivot their season and set the stage for a deep playoff run, possibly even a Super Bowl appearance. In the broader picture, this potential trade shows how competitive and strategic the NFL has become. Teams are always looking for that edge, and the Steelers have the history, the talent, and now possibly the opportunity to make a bold move. If it happens, it will be a statement that Pittsburgh is serious about contending year after year, not just trying to get into the playoffs but dominating the league. This is the kind of move that legends are built on, and for Steelers fans, it's a story worth watching closely. So as the league continues to evolve, one thing is for sure. The Steelers are always in the mix, always ready to strike, and with a potential addition like Nick Bosa, their future looks even brighter. The AFC North will be watching, the league will be watching, and Steelers Nation should be on the edge of their seats. This kind of shakeup could redefine the division and possibly turn Pittsburgh back into the team everyone fears on defense, an unstoppable force just like the Steel Curtain of old. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.